Welcome back to another video. Today I got a little bit of a more somber note, and I just wanted to share this with you guys because this really underscores why I think that what I am doing on the internet here is important, why it's important to me, and why I hope the message reaches a lot of people because, you know, as a black man myself, these hit close to home. You know, when I see a lot of these people look like family members, and a lack of financial education is the root cause of what causes a lot of pain, a lot of death, a lot of despair in the community. And when you really look at it, I mean, even if you look at crime, or we don't need to look at who's at fault or any of that, the root of it is financial need. The root of it is survival. So I really look at what I'm doing here as survival skills. When people don't know how to manage their money, they get desperate. And when you have desperation, you have people that do make desperate moves, such as killing someone over a stimulus check, such as selling drugs, such as being in the streets, selling yourself, selling your body, things of that nature. When people don't know any other way, then they have to do what they have to do. So this first story, and what we're going to do in this video is I'm going to give you these two stories, give you my thoughts on them. And I'm going to show you guys some moves that I've been making in the markets and some things to look out for moving forward here. So the first story is there's a man who is suspected of killing his baby's mother over a stimulus check. So this is just so sad to me because, you know, these four people are dead. They're gone and they're never coming back. Over $1,400. Now, actually, what prompted this was a connection between two different videos that I saw today. And one of them was about this person who killed somebody over $1,400. And the next one was one that I saw from Jeremy from Financial Education, which was really inspiring. It was a video that was called, I Found $10,000. And I think I'm gonna roll a little clip right here for you guys of it.
All right, so last night, before I went to bed, I was just trying to see what particular price I had paid for Voyager yesterday. I remembered it was 18 something, but I didn't remember like the specific price, so I logged into my Fidelity account before I went to bed. And I'm looking, and I was like, oh, 1857.7, okay, cool. But then I saw something right underneath that, in that account, okay? And it was this thing right here. I'm like, I didn't even know this happened. On the 12th, I got paid out $9,350 in dividends from Walgreens. I completely forgot about this, and so across my accounts, like I ended up making like 5 figures in dividend money that was just transferred in my account that I literally had no clue about. And yeah, I was pretty darn excited when I found that out. I'm like, woohoo, okay. And the great thing about that stock is, you know, this is a stock that will continue to pay those out. So, you know, next, 3 months from now, essentially, they'll pay me another 5 figures in dividends across all my different accounts, and then, so on and so forth.
So he found $10,000 in dividend money, right? And a lot of times on this channel, I've been accused of, you know, not caring about black folks, or not understanding, or not caring about the plight or whatever. But who really cares about you? The person who wants you to wake up to a $10,000 check, or the person who wants you to kill each other over a $1,400 check? Which one of those two people really cares about you? You have to ask yourself that question. All right. So let's move on to this next story. This next story is a police officer shot. It was the killing of an armed black woman, Nika Holbert. So this story really hit me as well because she was pulled over, and I definitely recommend going and looking at this one. Look at the full raw footage. They released the full raw footage, but she was pulled over. I would assume her boyfriend or somebody who she was associated with had 6 drug charges. So they pulled her over, and the fear in her eyes, right? The fear of the police, you could see it. And I think that was a big contributor to her death. So the media machine is the reason why a lot of black people are afraid of the police. And it wasn't just the fear that I think got her killed. It was also, like I said earlier, the desperation, the financial need. Why would somebody be out there in the streets selling drugs and doing what she was doing if they weren't in financial need, right? If everything was taken care of for this person, they wouldn't be in such a position. They would be alive today. The police officer would not be shot today, right? So that's what matters to me in the community. So on that note, I do want to move into some things to look for in the market moving forward. I'm hoping to get this out before the market opens, but it might be about 8:30 Central or so. But move that I'm making, ExxonMobil. I just bought into some ExxonMobil stock because if you know a little bit about the oil industry, you know that inflation is coming. There's nothing that the Fed can do about inflation coming. When you inflate the money supply, inflation is coming. Demand's picking up. So as oil prices start to pick up, supply is being restricted. Their costs are pretty fixed in the oil industry. So profit is just going to go to the bottom line for these oil companies. So ExxonMobil, great dividend payer. They've been profitable. They've been a very large company for a long time. Chevron, hedging my ExxonMobil bet with Chevron, and then hedging both of these bets with XLE, which is the oil industry ETF. Right. So I told you guys a while back in my 4 stocks I'm buying video for March that I was buying into that. So just bought into ExxonMobil and Chevron. Still pretty bullish on the oil industry at this price. Next thing I'm buying into is Nvidia. So Nvidia, they're just a profit beast, straight up. I'll probably go more in depth with Nvidia, but basically to sum it up, they're just a profit beast. And the second thing I'd like to say about them is that as we start to move towards more AI and computing case uses, Nvidia is going to have a lot of clients. They're going to have a lot of different products to sell. So their expansion has been exponential. It's been explosive over the time. So recently just bought into a little bit of them. I think I put about $100 in. Guys, I'm a normal guy, pretty normal income. Only put in about $100 in there. And Tattooed Chef. I just recently started looking into them seriously. So I saw them on Financial Education, and I've seen so many videos that he's made about Tattooed Chef, and I say, I like this company, and I've been thinking about pulling the trigger, thinking about it, and then my girlfriend sent me a picture of this food item that she was eating. She said, "This reminds me of you," and I realized I eat their product. So I'm a big fan of consuming or owning what you consume. So I said, you know what, let me dip my toes. So I've bought about $225 worth of Tattooed Chef, and I will continue to analyze the stock. I'll show you what I liked about it. I like their revenue growth, but the reason why I decided to buy this morning and yesterday morning is because as I look at their chart, back here, December 2020, they had a big dip down to 14. I'd like to see that again. But as I look more recently, they've had some pretty good support around the 21 to 19 type of range. So you see over here, 19 was their support level, hit support at 21. Now we're back down to 21. The market should open at about 21. So I've been accumulating some shares around the 20, 21 range. Hopefully we can get back over to $15, but I'm not sure. You never want to get greedy on the downside. That's when you do want to be greedy, but you don't want to be too greedy trying to time the bottom, because it's hard to hit the bottom. If you're happy with the price, you just buy. And the last story that I want to get into with you guys is 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell will be speaking on things like inflation, things like interest rates, whether they're going to be raising them, which they can't at this point. There's too much debt in the system. So if you see some volatility based on what traders and the suits don't like, what the institutional investors don't like, just be aware of that. Just know that at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, that could happen. So anyways, those are some moves I'm making. That's what I think about, why I care about all this stuff so much. And hopefully you guys like this video. If you do, make sure you give it a share it with somebody. Do go watch that police body cam. It's something that is a little bit hard to watch, but I think it's important for us to understand what's going on in the community. So anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video.